Bugs, how about our jingle?
Why not?
Welcome to ABC Yoga Mountain Edition. I'm Amy, Bill in the background, and we may see an occasional cat. Ringo's roaming around. Butterball's on the back couch. But let me see if I can mute all, and let's start this morning in our child's pose. Okay. Getting used to the setup here. So child's pose. Our big toes touch. Extend those arms out in front of you. Settle into those hips. Allow your forearms to come to the mat and the forehead to the floor. Take a full breath in through the nose. Fill up the lungs. Pause for a moment. Open up the mouth. Exhale. 3 more like that. We sip in an inhale. Nice long exhale. 2 more. We breathe in. Nice long exhale. Let's take 1 more breath in. Let it go. And just pause here. Maybe wiggle your hips a little bit. Feel the support of the ground beneath you. Imagine your body is being pulled to the center of earth. You feel that groundedness, that support, that structure. So knowing that we have that support below us throughout the entire practice, perhaps bending those elbows, hands come up and over your head. Pause here, set an intention for your practice. Release the hands, and let's take a gentle walk to the right side of your mat. You can separate those hands, or maybe take the left hand on top of the right. Full breath in here. Let it go. Feeling that gorgeous stretch on the left side of the body. With an inhale, feel the expansion of the ribs. Gentle exhale. And we'll take a walk to the opposite side of the mat. Right hand on top of the left. Full breath in here. We let it go. 1 more inhale. Full exhale. Let's come back to center. There's Becky. Hi, Becky. Good morning. We'll come onto our hands and knees. And just walk those knees a little behind you so that you can soften those hips towards the earth. We're just going to float between child's pose and this kind of supported upward dog posture, which will look different for everyone. So I'm going to pull my hips back into our child's pose. And then come onto your hands and knees. And let's find an upward dog. Nice. Beautiful. We'll draw those hips back. Maybe the forehead touches the floor. And then inhale. Open up those collarbones. And 1 more. Draw those hips back. Lengthen through the spine. And like a wave, we can roll up. Just open up those collarbones. Nice. And we'll find our way into our standard cat-cow. So hands directly underneath our shoulders. Let's add a little energy to the tops of our feet. Beautiful. So root through those shins, fingers spread wide. Let's exhale and round that back body, chin towards your chest. Beautiful. On an inhale, reach that heart forward, open up those collarbones. 3 more. Round that back body, tail tucks. Feel those toenails push the earth away. Then reach that heart forward. Beautiful. Eyes high. Chin towards our chest. 2 more here. Moving with your own breath count. Exhale the air completely. 1 more. We reach our heart forward. Our collarbones smile wide, eyes high. Chin towards our chest, let that head be heavy. Then we'll find our way back to neutral. Nice, now walk those knees in. We'll reach the right foot behind you and then move it to the right side of the mat. So you're on your toes and just gaze over that right shoulder. You can feel an IT band stretch. You fan those ribs wide. Nice, and we'll bring that right knee back to our left. Opposite side, we extend the left leg, toes towards the earth. Then just take that left foot off the mat. Gaze over that left shoulder. Maybe you can find that heel. Beautiful. We'll come back to our knees. We'll tuck our toes under. Lift those sits bones. Oh, and let's just walk our hands back towards our toes. So we're at the back of our mat. Take a nice deep bend in those knees this morning. Maybe your chest can come towards the top of your thighs. We'll find our opposite elbows. Pour out your thoughts out of the crown of your head. Toes spread wide. And let's add a little sway side to side. Shake out that head. And we'll release our hands here. Take that left hand directly in front of you, about a foot, a slight bend in that left knee. Inhale, extend that right arm up towards the sky. Spread your fingers wide. We tuck our thumb in, wrap the fingers around, and let's open up that right wrist. Twist it in one direction, and twist in the opposite direction. And release that right hand. We'll take a deep bend in that right knee. Replace that left hand with the right, and then inhale that left hand up. Thumb tucks under, wrap the fingers around, and we'll just twist our wrist. Ringo's on squirrel patrol here, looking out the window. Twist in the opposite direction. Nice, we spread the fingers wide, lower that left hand down. Now we'll interlace those hands behind our back body. Find a slight lift. Reach the hands away. Hinge from those hips, shake out that head. Wiggle those toes, notice if they're gripping, you want to spread them wide. Maybe bring a little more weight into the balls of our feet. Notice which thumb is on top here. We'll find that halfway lift. Beautiful, opposite thumb on top. Navel comes in, we hinge our hips forward, fold, let it go, and see if you can reach those hands as far away from the body as possible. So you want to find that gentle stretch, opening up the shoulders, the back. Maybe you can feel those shoulder blades as they squeeze together. Beautiful. We'll release our hands and just take a walk forward into our high plank. So our shoulders over our wrists, reaching through those heels. Now imagine there's a string on your back body and it's lifting you up. If you're low on energy this morning, just take your knees to the floor. So sometimes we try easy. We don't try hard all the time. So looking straight ahead, we'll take 5 counts to lower to the mat. Again, option to drop those knees to the floor. Good morning, Hana. Elbows bend. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, untuck your toes. And we'll just come onto our forearms, warming up that lower back. Feel those toenails, smile those collarbones wide. And we'll bring our chin towards our chest. Then gaze your eyes up towards the sky. Opening up the head and neck, chin towards our chest. Our eyes lift. You can relax the shoulders. One more, chin in. Now our eyes lift. And just gaze straight ahead. We'll gaze over that right shoulder. Back through center, over our left shoulder. One more each side. Moving your head and neck to the right, back to center. Nice, we'll gaze over that opposite shoulder. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. We'll take our hands in line with our chest. Tuck those toes under. We'll just press through that child's pose again. Lengthen through that lower back. And we'll come on to our hands and knees. So let's walk those knees into the center. Hands again directly underneath our shoulders. We have that nice, beautiful long spine. Extend the right leg behind you. We'll lift the heel the height of our hips. Now extend that opposite hand. Left hand reaches that thumb up towards the sky. Try to level off those hips. Now we'll bring the elbow and knee towards one another. So on an inhale, we squeeze the elbow and knee towards one another. We lengthen on the exhale. 3 more like that. Take it with your breath. Inhale, we squeeze, round that back body. Lengthen on the exhale. Last 2 here, breathing. Maybe the elbow and knee connect. We reach out on that exhale. Last one here. Breathe in, round, maybe they squeeze together. We lengthen, nice. Lower left hand and right knee. Other side. So that left leg extends. Feel that support right here. You're reaching that right shin to the earth, hands directly underneath your shoulders. We just elevate and extend that opposite hand. The thumb towards the sky. Find that breath. Then we squeeze in, round, maybe they connect, lengthen on the exhale. 3 more on this side, moving with our breath. We extend, last 2. Nice work here, lengthen. Last one, elbow and knee connect. We lengthen, lower right hand, left knee. Beautiful. So we'll tuck those toes under. Lift those sits bones. Shake out that head. And let's walk our feet behind the heel of our hands so we're at the top of the mat. I'm going to heel toe those feet together. Find that halfway lift. So hands can rest on shins. You can find that taller spine if it feels better. So find out what's working for your body this morning. On an exhale, let the air go. Crown of the head towards the floor, relax. 3 more like that. We find that halfway lift. Exhale through the nose, let everything go. Last 2, we breathe in, we lengthen. Warming, firing up those hamstrings. Slight bend in the knees if you wish. Crown of the head towards the floor on the exhale. 1 more halfway lift. Lengthen. Soften through the toes, crown of the head on the exhale. Now a deep bend in the knees. You're unwinding the spine. Head is super heavy. Big breath in. Reach the arms up overhead. Nice. Samasthiti, hands at your heart center. So we'll find Suranamaskar A's to start with. So hands release this alongside the body. We breathe in. Sip in the breath, maybe the soles of your palms connect. Slight bend in the knees as we fold forward. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. Let's pause for a beat in our high plank. And we'll take our knees to the floor for the first one, lowering all the way down to the earth. We find a baby cobra or an upward dog. Toes tucked under, press through our high plank. Nice. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. So in our downward dog, our fingers are spread wide, rooting through our finger and thumb, pointer finger and our thumb. We externally rotate our shoulders. Does everyone take a slight bend in the knees? Lift through those sits bones. Maybe find a little more length in that back body as those heels reach to the floor. Beautiful. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale the air completely. Look forward. Walk, maybe hop to the top of the mat. We find our halfway lift. Forward fold, Uttanasana. And just unwind the spine. I bend my knees slightly to take that pressure off the lower back. Big breath in. And hands come to our heart center. Let's flow with Surya Namaskar A again. We breathe in. Hinge forward, exhale. halfway lift, step or jump those feet back. High plank, you can drop the knees or take your low plank. A baby cobra or an upward dog. Nice downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. In and out through the nose. Please take one more breath in. We'll exhale the air completely. Shift your eyes forward, bend the knees, step, hop, or just walk to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, and rise. Full breath in, hands through heart center, Samastitihi, beautiful. One more, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, step or jump those feet back. High to low plank, take your time, modify as you need to. A cobra or up dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing here. Feel the breath in the body. Activate those heels a little greater, a little closer to the floor. Take one more inhale here. Let's let it go completely. Look forward, bend the knees, step, maybe hop to the top. Halfway lift, forward fold. This time we'll find our chair pose. So big toes touching, or you can take a wider stance. We extend those arms out in front of us. Turn those pinkies towards the earth and draw those shoulders back into the socket. So energetically, we squeeze those knees together. Now let's see if we can lift our hands a little greater. Wiggle those toes, tuck your tail under, squeeze those knees towards one another. Can you sit a little deeper? Beautiful, and lift those arms a little higher. Looking straight ahead, one more breath in. On an exhale, we take our hands to heart center as we fold. Find that halfway lift. We'll step or jump those feet back, high to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Nice, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. So our right leg will lift. Let's bend the knee, stack the hips. Lift that right knee a little higher. Now lengthen through that right leg. Lower that right leg slightly, and on an inhale, we'll draw that knee to the nose. Exhale, extend. Let's ride that breath, that whole breath count. We squeeze in. Exhale, we extend. Two more on this side. We breathe in. Lengthen on the exhale. Last one here, knee to nose. Pulse, 5, 4. Use that core, 3, 2, on 1. Step that right foot forward. Left heel on the mat. And come all the way up into our warrior 1. So looking straight ahead, let's take our hands on our hips. So we turn that right hip back, left hip forward. Now we can add those arms. And we'll cactus those arms out to the side. Beautiful. On an inhale, let's squeeze those elbows in, lengthen through that right leg. Beautiful. Exhale, open, right knee over right ankle. 3 more like that. We breathe in, we squeeze. Exhale, lower. 2 more, inhale. Beautiful long exhale. Elbows are in line with your shoulders. 1 more here, we squeeze in. We'll open those elbows, extend the arms up towards the sky in your vinyasa. Hands to the floor, right leg back, high to low plank, cobra or up dog, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our left leg lifts. Bend the knee, stack that left hip over the right. So we lift that left knee a little higher. Our chest is parallel to the floor. Now extend the left leg and just lower that left leg a little bit. You find the internal thighs reaching towards one another. We squeeze the knee on the inhale to lengthen on the exhale. 3 more like that. Round that back body, just like we did earlier. Maybe the knee and nose connect. We extend. Ride that whole breath, squeeze in. We lengthen. Last one here. Knee to our nose. Let's pulse it. Use that core. 5, 4, 3. We're looking right between our hands. 2. On 1, step that left leg forward. Right heel on the mat. And ride that breath all the way up. Beautiful. So my hips are cattywampus. So my hands are on my hips. I draw that left hip back, right shoulder forward, and we'll extend those arms up towards the sky. Beautiful. So let's cactus those hands out to the side. Spread your fingers. On an inhale, squeeze those elbows and hands together. We lengthen through that left leg. Exhale, bend through that left knee. 3 more. We breathe in, we squeeze. We soften on the exhale. 2 more. Can you feel the outer edge of that right foot rooting? Open on the exhale. Last one here. Elbows and soles of palms together. We bend through that left knee. Extend the arms up high. Vinyasa. Beautiful. Left leg back. High plank to low. A cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Slow down that breath. 2 more breaths here. We'll take 1 more inhale. Please let that go. Look forward, bend the knees. Step, walk, maybe fly to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Into our chair pose again. Hips are heavy. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Now reach those hands a little higher. So maybe you take a wider stance. Your feet the hips distance. So play around with what works well in your chair pose. We'll lift those hands a little higher. Draw those arms back into the sockets. Now draw the soles of your palms together at your heart center. We find a full breath in. Let's twist to the right. Left elbow outside the right knee. Looking down at your toes here. Elbows in one line. Let's expand. Right hand high, left fingers towards the floor. Maybe gaze at the toes or at that upper thumb. We'll bring the soles of our palms together. We'll come back through center. Find your way back into the chair. Firing up those thighs. Beautiful, and we'll take the other side. Our prayer to our hearts. We lengthen, and now twist. So that elbow outside the left knee, soles of our palms together. Find that breath, and expand. What's happening with those fingers? Notice if your fist is tight, you want to open up those fingers. Lines of energies out through each finger. We draw the soles of our palms back together. Nice. Last time through our chair here. Expand. Hands to heart center as we fold. Shake it out. Halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. Cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So take those toes into that center plane. The right leg extends. Let's draw the right knee to our right elbow. Maybe they connect. Lengthen on the exhale. Knee to our nose, round that back body. Push that foot away on the exhale. Now crisscross to the opposite elbow. We extend and step that leg forward into our high plank. So give yourself a wide stance here. My left leg is offset to the right into that high lunge. So sit those hips down, and we'll gather our hands to our heart center. A full breath in here. Let's twist to the right. So we've been here already. You can always take that left knee to the earth. So honoring where your energy is this morning. Maybe expand. One more breath here. On an exhale, bring the soles of your palms together, and we'll just lower our hands outside that front leg and find our pyramid pose this morning. So we're lengthening through that right leg. Our hips are level. Our legs are still offset here. And just bringing your chin towards that right shin. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale here. On an exhale, we'll take a bend in that right knee, hands to the floor. Just step that right foot back, high to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. So those big toes come to that center plane again. This time the left leg lifts. On an exhale, we bring that left knee outside the left elbow. Pause here and extend. Ride that whole breath. Inhale, knee to our nose. We round that back body. Push that leg away. Let's crisscross that knee outside the right elbow. We lengthen. Now step that foot forward into our high lunge, our crescent lunge. So again, I give myself a wide offset with the feet to find that stability. Extend the arms up towards the sky. And then we bring our hands to our heart center. Nice. Inhale. Let's twist to the left. So right elbow outside that knee. Elbows are in one line. What's happening with that right thigh? Can you reach through that right heel? Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. See if you can take that navel off the left thigh. Navel in and up towards our spine. 1 more breath in. Beautiful. On an exhale, just release the hands outside that front foot and you lengthen through that left leg. So you can stay on the ball of the back leg. You could also bring that heel down. But we're leveling off our hips, reaching now our chin towards that left shin. Firing up those hamstrings. 1 more breath here. On an exhale, we bend through that left knee, plant those hands, step back, high plank, nice to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So shake out that head. Let's take a big breath in through our nose and make some noise. Sigh it out. Ah. 2 more like that. We breathe in. Let it go. Ah. 1 more inhale. Sigh it out. Ah. Keep your hands where they are and just walk those big toes into that center line again. Our right leg lifts. We draw our knee to our nose. Look between your hands. We'll come into that high lunge 1 more time. So we'll start with our arms up towards the sky. Now let's lengthen over that right thigh. Reach those hands forward. We're in our lightning posture here. That right foot is rooted. We'll tuck our toes, tuck our hips under, and then just rise. Use that core. Let's do that 1 more time. So extend, find that length of the body. Beautiful. On an inhale, we come all the way up to center. You know where we're going. We'll find our warrior 3. So let's bring our hands to our heart this time, pushing off the back leg. You're using those same muscles. Maybe you hop a couple of times, slight bend in that right knee into our Virabhadrasana 3. So lifting that left leg, leveling off the hips, look straight ahead. The right toes are spread wide. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale here. On an exhale, take a giant step back through that high lunge. And we'll find our vinyasa. Beautiful. Hands to the floor, right leg back, high to low, cobra or up dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. So we walk those big toes into that center plane. Our left leg lifts. On an inhale, draw that knee to the nose, look between the hands, find that high lunge again. Come all the way up. Take your time. So see where those hands are in space. See if you can reach those arms in line with your ears. We draw those floating ribs back into the body. Find that scissor action in the hips. Now engaging our core, we reach forward, find that length, like you're reaching for a ball. We tuck our tail under and find that nice tall spine. Gorgeous, let's take one more like that. Breathe in, extend, reach. Fire up those muscles, engage that core, we come all the way up. So we'll bring our hands to our heart center, finding Virabhadrasana Warrior 3. So pushing off that back foot, find that balance, level off those hips. So again, look straight ahead. Looking at the ground will just bring you, gravity will pull you that way. Engage, maybe lift that right leg a little higher. Find that breath. Building concentration, resilience, strength, balance. Last breath here. Let's take a giant step back through that high lunge into your vinyasa to our child's pose. So maybe add some extra push-ups here. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful downward dog. Into that beautiful child's pose. Nice wide stance with the knees, our big toes touch. Reach those heels back. Taking the forehead to the floor or a brick and inviting you to maybe explore finding those fingertips. You hollow out the armpits. Allow that heart to melt. Lick your lips. Maybe rock your forehead side to side. 2 more breaths here. Please take one more inhale. Let's let that go completely. We'll transfer onto our hands and knees. Tuck our toes. Lift those sits bones. And just walk those hands back towards our toes. So we're in that deep forward fold. Our feet are hips distance apart. Let's use our peace fingers around the big toes. Lengthen through the spine. Elbows bend. Crown of the head towards the floor. So explore bending those knees slightly. Take the stress out of the body. We're finding the openings. And the openings, when the body is soft and relaxed, that's where we find the openings. When it's constricted, that's where we get injured. Shake out that head. Option to stay here or find that halfway lift and finding Hastasana, toes towards the wrist creases. So I'm wiggling my toes, giving the wrists a little bit of a massage. Elbows bend, crown of the head towards the floor. Shake it out again. Soften those knees slightly so more weight comes into the balls of the feet. Take another breath in. Let's gently release our hands or let go of those toes. We'll open up those feet and find our Malasana, our squat. So heels may or may not come to the ground. The invitation is always to maybe fold over the mat to give those heels a little extra support. Bringing those hands to heart center. Elbows inside of those knees. Couple more breaths here. Feeling that gorgeous stretch on our lower back. So we'll take that right hand on the inside of the right foot and extend that left hand up towards the sky. Maybe take that hand behind the back body. You find that hip crease. Swallow. Nice, and we'll release. So now that left hand comes on the inside of the left foot. That elbow's still inside of the knee, opening it up. Maybe you lift that right hand or you stay where you are. Can you find that hand behind the back body? Maybe find that opposite hip crease. Lift the heart. Beautiful. We'll release that right hand to the floor. Let's lengthen through the legs. Heel toe those feet together. And slowly unwind that spine. Take your time. Coming to the top of the mat, big breath in. Samastitihi, hands at heart center. Close your eyes. Slow down that breath. Feeling the energy in the body. So we find that firm foundation with the feet. Open up the collarbones, our head is level. And we'll just flutter those eyelids open. Nice. So finding our way back into tree this morning, our fingers brush the floor. We inhale, reach those arms high. And here we go into our eagle. Request from my husband this morning, right elbow underneath left. Weight into the heels. Use that core to lift the right thigh up, over. Maybe you find that wrap. We wiggle those knees to the center. So you stack the elbows and knees and sit tall. Notice if you're leaning forward, we want to tuck that tail, use the core like we just did in that standing posture. Soften the shoulders, maybe lift those elbows a little higher. So you're looking on either side of those hands. Use that peripheral vision. Can you squeeze those thighs a little deeper? Sit a little deeper. Now let's let everything go. Unwrap, expand. We bring that prayer back to our heart center. We'll find our chair on the one more time. Our fingers brush the floor. We sit deep, expand. Now left elbow under right. Wrap those arms, weight into the heels. Use the core, left thigh up, wrap. Maybe you find that double wrap with the toes, or just keep the leg wherever it is. So tail tucks under. Imagine those shoulders are stacking over your hips. That gives you that balance here. As we gently squeeze those thighs together, our hips drop a little bit, but find that length in the spine. One more breath here. We're gonna let everything go and find our way back into this eagle position. Full breath in, whoosh, in one breath, right thigh up and over, right elbow underneath that left. Finding that breath, relax your shoulders. Now option to unwrap this right leg and send it back into our Eagle Virabhadrasana 3. If this is challenging, holding this posture with your arms wrapped, you can expand. One more breath here. On an inhale, just take that right knee high and we'll lower it down, release the hands. So a big breath in, release everything. Now we'll swoosh, eagle on the other side. So left elbow under, left thigh up and over. Swoosh, swoosh, yes. So sit tall, tuck the tail, imagine those shoulders over your hips. When you're in your practice, notice which muscles are firing. So inviting you to stay here or unwrap that left leg, shoot it behind you, reach the heart forward, level off those hips. Maybe expand through the fingers and arms, soften those right toes. And then we'll lift, just take that left knee high, release it down, let go of the arms, just shake it all out. Get that energy out of the legs and the arms. And let's find our way into our standing figure 4 this morning. So lifting that Right knee off the earth. Let's take that right ankle on the left thigh so you find that figure 4 position. Flex the foot. You can take your hands at your heart and we'll begin to lower through the hips as we take that slight bend in the left knee. Elbows are out to the side, soften the shoulders. So all kinds of versions possible here. Stacy has her hands on the ground. You can take this into a balancing position. Maybe those elbows connect to that bottom leg. Let's take another breath here. Then envision that left leg is rooted into the earth. Use that core to come all the way up. Beautiful. And we'll just release that right leg. Shake out that energy. Other side. Use that core. Lift the left knee. And then we turn it on the side, or left ankle on the right thigh. So perfect posture to stay right here. Great to balance straight ahead. Or imagine those hips are lowering, that left knee, the right knee, excuse me, is bending slightly, but the spine is lifting up towards the sky. So you're still keeping that length in the body. Concentration. A little deeper. That right foot is rooted. Press it into the earth as you stand. Nice. Let's release that left leg. Shake out the energy. Split your feet hips distance, and let's just twist it out. For 3, 2, and 1. So we'll wipe our slate clean, finding our way to the floor. So a full breath in. Let's melt forward, Uttanasana. You find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Nice downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Let's take those knees to the earth. Cross the ankles and just extend those legs out in front of you. So let's come onto our back bodies and give yourself a nice big morning hug. Finding opposite elbows and big toes next to one another. Squeeze those knees in and allow that back body just to surrender. Lick your lips. Maybe rock your head side to side. We'll release our arms to the side. We'll cactus them. So see if you can get the back of your hands to the floor. Let that back body relax, and we'll just take the knees to the right. Energetically squeeze those knees towards one another. And after a couple breaths here, maybe gaze over that opposite shoulder. Keep squeezing those knees together as you draw those knees back to center. And then we'll drop them in the opposite direction. So maybe you need support with the brick underneath the knees. Listen to what your body needs. Any sharp sensations, back off. Less is more in our yoga practice. Beautiful. Squeeze those knees back together as we draw those knees back to center. And we'll just release the feet flat to the floor and just take our arms alongside our body. So turn those palms up towards the sky. The sides of our feet are parallel to the sides of the mat. And we'll find some movement in our first rolling bridge. So using the 4 corners of the 4 feet, lift the hip points, extend the arms up overhead, back of the hands come overhead, and then just slowly unwind the spine. As the breath exits the body, the hands release alongside the body. 3 more like that. Inhale, expand, exhale, let it go. Take your time. 2 more. We breathe in, use the feet, lift those hip points, open up the front body. Let it go on the exhale. 1 more. Beautiful breath in. Find that expansion. Can you lift those hip points a little higher? Slow down that exhale, vertebra by vertebra, as we let it all go. Allow those knees to kiss, and let's take both hands on our belly here. Feel the breath there. Swallow a few times. So bridge number 2, we'll open up our knees, feet are rooted, hands alongside the body. So moving from our hip points, root through the feet, lift those hips. Option here to walk your shoulders underneath. You can interlace those hands or keep your hands flat. Give yourself a little leverage here. So you find that beautiful bow in the body. Chin is towards our chest. Eyes are looking down your body or up straight at the head. Can you press your feet a little firmer into the floor and lift those hips a little higher? Please take one more breath in and just let it go. Exhale. Take your time. Those knees kiss. You can walk those feet out a little bit. We'll take a hand on our heart and a hand on our belly. Slow down the breath. And we'll take one more bridge. So let's open up our knees. You can do either versions that we walked through, or we can add on to this last version here. So inhale, let's lift our hip points. Walk your shoulders underneath. This time I'm going to support underneath my hips, rooting through that left foot, just extending that right leg up towards the sky. You can stay there, or just like we did, finding our figure 4, right ankle on left thigh, allow that right knee to open. Gravity is our friend. Right leg extends, lower that right leg down, coming to the other side. And full wheel is always a version you can take whenever. Take that left ankle on right thigh, open up the knee, our hips are level. Can you press through that right foot? Beautiful. Let's extend that left leg, lower it down, unwind the spine. Both hands on our hearts. Allow those knees to kiss here. Time here to whisper something you're grateful to into this heart space. And we'll release our hands and just windshield wiper those knees open to the side. So the right knee's coming into the arch of the left foot, vice versa. Windshield wiper just a couple more times on each side. Then come back to center. Let's take our hands behind those knees as we massage that back body, rocking backwards and forwards. And we'll cross our ankles, step back into a vinyasa, or just meet in downward dog. Gauge your energy level this morning. So we're going to be quiet this morning when we find our pigeon. Right leg lifts. And draw that right knee towards our right thumb. Extend that left leg and tuck the toes. I love my husband. Walk my hands forward. And then just settle your forehead on the back of your hands. So even though this is a more relaxing, if you can say it's a relaxing posture, keep your form. So both hip points are reaching towards the floor. You feel those toenails on the left foot. Left foot is straight behind you. It's not sickled, so make sure the ankle is directly behind the following the leg. The shoulders, draw them away from your ears. And just take these next few breaths to just allow the body to soften. Finding that breath. And take another inhale here. Let's let it go. Lift your heart, walk your hands back towards the center of your body. We'll take weight into this right hip and just kick this left foot in front of you, and you'll find those sits bones. So taking your hands underneath that left heel, extend that left leg. Use that core. Heart is lifted. So our yogi quiz here this morning, keep the leg where it is and just release the hands. Beautiful, nice work. And we'll just extend that left leg, unhinge that right leg. We'll take a forward fold before we go to the other side. So we release that extra flesh, inhale. Slight bend in the knees, just surrender forward. So fingers towards heels, ankles, forehead towards the toes. Breathe into the back body. Soften your face. Relaxing the jaw, the root of the tongue, the cheekbones, the eye sockets. We'll inhale, come all the way up, and just cross your ankles. You can cycle through a vinyasa or meet in downward dog. Now our left leg lifts. We find our Rajakapatasana, our pigeon, left knee towards our left thumb. Untuck those right toes and walk forward. Use a brick. Always encouraging you to use any props available. It takes the stress out of the body. We're each unique, so our different lengths of our limbs, our flexibility, it just gives us more of a equal playing ground as we go through these postures. So notice if your weight is hanging out in that left hip, draw that right hip point towards the floor. We use our breath to the area of tightness in the body, so we can let go of the gripping. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Our face is soft, our breath is steady. Please take 1 more inhalation. Let it go completely. We lift our heart, walk your hands back towards the center of your body. So we take weight into that left hip, so we swing that right leg around. We find both sits bones. That right foot is bent. You can stay right here. Our heart is lifted. Hands can interlace as you extend that right leg. So look straight ahead. Engage those core muscles. Quick yogi test here. Can you release? Nice. And just lower that right leg down. Extend your left leg. We'll take another forward fold, so we remove that extra flesh, soften through those knees. A big breath in, expand, then lengthen and surrender. Breathe into the back body. Finding the subtle awarenesses in the body by slowing down, noticing which muscles we're engaging, and then that breath, our barometer of where we are in our posture. If we have that consistent, regular breath, that's the yoga practice right there. So on the next inhale, we lift our heart. Let's take a slight bend in that right knee. We'll end class with a big twist. Left hand expands. Take that elbow outside the knee. Flex the left foot and gently twisting over that right shoulder. So we inhale, we lengthen. We twist on the exhale. Full breath in, and we twist. Let's take one more inhale. Twist over that shoulder. We'll come back to center. Just open up that right knee. Press the left foot into the earth and feel that beautiful expansion from the left fingers out through the left toes. And drop those hips. Extend that right leg. We shake it out. And we'll take a bend in that left knee now. Find those sits bones. Flex the right foot. Right hand extends. Elbow outside the knee as we twist over that left shoulder. Full breath in. And we twist. Spread the fingers. Big inhale. Nice. And we twist. One more in breath. Twist over that left shoulder. And we'll come back to center. Just allow that left knee to open. Right foot roots. Lift the hips. Expand. Shake out that head. And we'll lower everything down. Extend the left leg. Reach those hands forward as we slowly bring that back body to the earth. Take your time. Take up a lot of space and settle into your Shavasana. Gently wrap your head side to side. Find that next full inhale. Just side out. Let's take one more like that. We breathe in. Side out. As we dance our fingers and toes awake. Extend the arms up overhead. Feel that great stretch. And then we'll hug everything in, bend those knees, wrap your arms around, maybe find those elbows or your wrists, and we'll invite our forehead towards our knees to give our neck a little more stretch. Head and shoulders back on the floor, roll to either side of the mat, curling up into that tiny ball of light. Inviting you to stay here, or we find our way to a comfortable seated position. Eyes soft or closed. Hands can support on the top of your thighs. Quote this morning from Groucho Marx. I, not events, have the power to make me happy or unhappy today. Yesterday is dead. Tomorrow hasn't arrived yet. I have just one day, today, and I'm going to be happy in it. So inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center, bowing your forehead to the tips of your fingers, just thanking yourself, showing up this morning to give yourself this time to wake up the body, to connect with the breath, and to find some stillness throughout the day. So we'll seal class off with one beautiful Om. Sip in the inhalation. Om. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice. Namaste. Thanks everyone, ABC Yoga Mountain Edition. Nice to see everyone and make it a great day. We just have to be happy today. So thank you for
Jason.
showing up.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, everybody.
It's so
Thanks,
nice to see
Amy.
everyone.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. Have a great day.